Okay, so this is chapter 3, functions and graphs, which you kind of saw last time, which is like more than 2 weeks ago. So starting from this, the graph in the figure 3:1 is the graph of f of x, and then this whole equation. They say to find f of -1, f of 0, f of 3, and f of -2. So all for these problems, you just plug in like -1 into all the x's, because you know it's like f of x, right? So these numbers, -1, 0, 3, and -2, are the x's. So you just plug them into the x's and find the answers. So that which is what they did here. Okay. And just a reminder, the function is different from an equation because in the function, there's this thing called the vertical line test. They have to pass this to be a function. For example, on these graphs, 2 graphs over here, this one, if you place a pencil here, the graph crosses 2 points, so that means it does not pass it. This one, if you do it like this, here, here, or here, there's only one point where it'll cross the pen, so it passes. This is a function, this is an equation, not a function. Alright, and then the other two things about the graphs are intercepts, x-intercepts and y-intercepts, which you probably heard before. So the x-intercept is like this, 1, 0, while the y-intercept is 0, 1. So like, if it's an x, you need an x number. If it's a y, you need a number in the y. And then the other things are zeros. It's just a way to remember it, how I remember it. And then the next one is domain and range. Domain is the set of all the x values, and range is the set of all the y values. Okay? So how I want you to write domain and range is in interval notation, as they wrote here. Remember the brackets? Brackets means right here, this graph up here. See how this one is a dot? It means it includes the 3. This one, let's say it's an arrow. That means you'll use parentheses like this way. So then it'll be like negative infinity. I'm writing domain here. Negative infinity to 3. Okay? So brackets, when it's a black dot, and then parentheses when this thing is continuous or it doesn't include this number. Okay? This is domain. For range, it'll be negative infinity to the top number, which is 10. And you bracket that. There we go. All right. Like right here, they were just showing it to you how the open holes would look like. So this graph right here does not include the pretend you don't see this line. So then this graph, the domain is from -3 to 2, but with parentheses on both sides because they're open holes. And then the range, the set of all the y values, would be from -4 to 5. -4 right here, you see they don't have any holes or whatnot. That means it does include -4. The line does pass through -4. So it'll be from -4 all the way up to 5. We do a bracket on the -4 for the range, and then the parentheses for the 5. Okay, that was domain and range. Next is increasing and decreasing intervals. So Alright, this graph over here, it is decreasing from -5 to 0, right? The graph is decreasing. And it continues to decrease again from 0 to 2. And then it increases at x equals 2 all the way up to x equals 4. Yeah, x equals 4. So how we would write this is like using an interval notation. So like they're showing here. Yeah. So it's increasing on intervals -3 to 0. This is for this figure, not that one. So it's increasing on the intervals -3, 0, 0, and 2, infinity. So for these, we use parentheses, always parentheses, because as it says here, for reasons covered in calculus, parentheses are used for interval notation. So I don't know why yet, but they do use that. And then they're decreasing on the intervals -infinity to -3. Okay, and then there's a function could also be constant, which is like a straight line all across. That'll be constant. Oh, like right here. It's a straight line. So you would say like this, the graph stayed constant on the interval parentheses 2, 4, parentheses. Yeah, from 2 to 4. Okay. Here's your practice. You can pause this video. Or not.